As many of you have been following, our public education system has been the focus of attention here on Capitol Hill, and that hasn't always been to the benefit of our students, our teachers, nor our families. In November, I served on the committee to investigate whether or not the state education system should send back the $1.8 billion we receive each year from the federal government. Dollars that are paid by Tennessee taxpayers and sent back to our schools. It was no surprise that this was not a good idea. The largest part of this money goes to free and reduced lunch for our kids. Like 98% of Tennesseans, I am a product of our public education system. I came up hard. School was often a place of stability for me. Some days my only meal would be the one served in the school cafeteria. If you want to know the truth, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the teachers, bus drivers, and cafeteria workers at Lauderdale County Schools. I couldn't believe when some of my colleagues questioned whether to fund the free and reduced lunch program, knowing there are still thousands of little kids in this state who, like I did, depend on those meals to get by. That is why I refused to sign onto a letter from the committee encouraging our state to reject these funds, and I continue to oppose this foolishness during session. But I didn't come here to tell you about everything that is wrong with education in Tennessee. I'm here to talk about what we can do to make it better. And I think it's important that the folks closest to the problem should be at the table when finding solutions. That's why we work to gather information and guidance from Clarksville educators and administrators to bring home the resources we need and the policies that support those who provide them. To that end, I have sponsored a legislative package that will put our children and families first and would accomplish several objectives. To ensure that our students are given the tools to improve themselves and learn from hard situations, I introduced a bill requiring schools to teach an hour of conflict resolution during in-school suspensions. I want every student to see themselves in the educators that shape their futures. So I've sponsored a bill improving teachers' diversity efforts to make sure it is representational of students' demographics. I want to make sure our students have all the tools to build a bright future. So I'm calling for a pilot program that would increase access to family resource centers that have career options and higher education applications. And to address the shortage of teachers statewide, I have legislation incentivizing students to become teachers. Finally, to support our special education students with individualized education plans, I'm calling for a cap on the number of students in inclusion classes. I want to hear from you. What do you think about my legislative incentives? I'm holding a town hall meeting this Saturday, February the 17th from 10 to 11:30 in the morning. Please come out and meet me at 416 College Street, and let's talk about the bills I'm sponsoring. We can also talk about school safety, education funding, and the governor's voucher plan, and any thoughts that you may have. So come out and join me, and let's discuss how we can put your children and your families first.